Hello, Ken.
Hi,
Thanks
George.
for coming around to discuss the issue of economics and its the economic perspective. You know, when anybody approaches me at a dinner party or something and asks me, and I tell them I'm an economist, they always look a bit sort of apprehensive about that, and they seem to think I'm something special because I can make money.
We are.
Yeah, we are. Okay. But what's your kind of take on it?
Well, what I try and explain to people is that we actually look at the world through the eyes of our understanding of the problem of relative scarcity. And what I'm talking about there is that what's scarce, in fact, at any one point in time are the resources that we need to make the goods and services that we want to produce.
Yes, and those resources are not abundant,
No.
but our needs are. So what exactly are these resources?
Well, what we do is we conveniently categorise them into 3 or 4 major categories, and we first off acknowledge that there is a natural endowment in terms of gifts of nature's gifts on the planet, basically. So we're talking air, sun, water, flora and fauna,
Yes.
and of course all of the mineral endowments on the planet.
Yes.
So these are our natural resources which we must have in
So it's
order.
not just the soil, so to
No.
speak. It's the trees and everything comes out of the soil.
It's pretty much everything
Yes,
that's naturally
okay.
occurring
Yeah,
on planet
okay.
Earth, that's true. And then of course we need our physical endeavours and our skill sets and all various forms of human activity which we simply lump under the heading of labour.
Okay. Okay.
So this can be fairly diverse, obviously.
Yes.
So we're talking simple skill levels to really, really high skill levels, but it covers that broad spectrum of physical human activity.
Yeah. So the labour resource is not only a quantity resource, and there's a number of workers, but
Yes.
also their skill levels as well, the quality
Exactly.
dimension.
There is that's an intriguing issue in itself. So
That's right. Yeah.
that's very true. That's very true. What we need, of course, in order to speed up, if you like, our production process,
Yes.
is we utilise machinery,
Machinery.
and we call these man-made goods that are themselves made to help us produce other goods. We lump them under the heading of capital.
Capital, yes.
Right.
Okay. And that's quite distinct. We're not talking here about what they call financial capital. It's actually physical buildings, houses, machines, and man-made aids to production.
Absolutely correct.
Yeah.
And when we want to use that reference specifically to monetary or money, we'll actually use the term financial capital. But in a broader sense, exactly what you've said.
Okay.
Man-made goods that are themselves made to help us produce other goods. So all forms of equipment and machinery, etc., etc.
And then, of course, you need something to kind of organise them.
Well, you do. You need an entrepreneur.
An entrepreneur. Okay.
And that in itself is some people view it as an offshoot or a subset of labour.
Yes.
It's a characteristic or
Yes.
it's a trait that some people have. The ability to actually spot
Yes.
an advantage, take the risk,
Yes.
assemble the required resources
Absolutely.
in order to
Yes.
make profit, which
Okay.
is the driving force behind entrepreneurial activity in a capitalist, economy such as Australia.
Okay.
So here we have our 4 broad stock of resources, if you
Okay.
like.
So the message we've got is we've got all these resources available to us as human beings, or societies have.
But we've only got so much.
We only got so they're limited.
They are.
There's scarcity.
They are.
Okay.
So, and the demands that we're placing upon them are ever
All
increasing.
right. Okay. So we need to move on in our next video to how.
How do we solve these questions? What do we do with the resources, at our disposal?
and how do we solve the problem of scarcity?
That's right.
Okay.
Next
Yeah,
time
all right.
round, we'll do that.
We'll do that.
Okay.
Fine. All right. Well, I look forward to that.
Thanks, mate. See you again.